When the reality that you knew has been broken, what do you tell your kids? Ontological shock is a psychological phrase. The terminology alludes to essentially a crisis state that a person can encounter in their life where the reality they knew has been broken. And it's the shock that person goes through when they realize that what they previously had known has been a lie and they no longer have purpose. The shock comes from trying to grasp a meaning for their existence. This has happened to me in my earlier years. I grew up in a Catholic household. The world for me was decided for me. I didn't decide a religion. I didn't have enough comparable information to make my own decisions. All I knew was to follow a book and follow the teachings of a particular individual to believe I was a good person. For most people, that's wonderful, and I love that. When I experienced the accident, when I was at the age of 5, I went through a period of years where I reflected upon an out-of-body experience. I essentially experienced my consciousness existing outside of my body. And that's where my book Paranormality comes in. That's about my journey into the paranormal world. When I came out of that experience, at first I assumed it was a dream. As time went by, I began to realize that the locations that I visited in this out-of-body so-called dream were real. There were places that I knew in reality. That's where, over the years, I questioned and questioned and questioned when I went to church every week, this experience that I had. Eventually, it finally hit me. I was walking along this walkway above the water, a very specific location, and then everything perfectly aligned. It was exactly the place I visited outside of my body in this dream, a place that I had never been before in the current body. And my body was shaking. I just shut down. My friend was with me at the time, so I wonder if he does remember this day, but I was shaking. I couldn't say anything. I just froze. It's like everything just collapsed. This world that had been built for me no longer meant anything. And that's something it took me years and years and years to uncover and unpack. What do I say to my kids today? I mean, I grew up in a particular religion without much choice there, and I chose to leave it many years ago because of that shock experience. My kids today, I mean, I don't want to tell them what to believe, and I've left it as open as possible for them. I think it's wonderful nowadays that so many schools teach them about all sorts of religions. I've just left it open because I can't describe ontological shock and that realization of what isn't there, or maybe what is there, and what I encountered during my experience. All I can do for my kids today is just give them as much information as I can, tell them what I've seen. I could never bring myself to tell them what to truly think. Anyone out there that's listening, have you experienced this situation where you previously maybe followed a particular philosophy and discovered something that caused that to break apart essentially? Me, as an adult now, I'm at peace with that experience.